Welcome to Ninon Speaks. As you know, I'm Ninon de Verde Rosa, your host, and I have an incredible guest that's actually been on my show a couple of times on Vegas Live with Ninon. And I think the first time he was on was 2016, so we're going back a couple of years. I have Mikey Jay with me. Mickey, how are you?
How you doing, Nino? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. You're looking absolutely great. You just flew in from where, New York?
Actually, no, Ohio, actually.
Ohio.
I'm down there filming.
You're there filming?
Yeah.
What are you filming there?
So we just wrapped up a film called Colorblind, and I'm looking forward to its release sometime late this year.
Was that film advertised on television at all? Because I seem to remember that film title.
Yes, it was. It was advertised some years ago, and I decided to totally revamp it, reshoot it, remarket it, and everything.
It's your film?
Yes.
You wrote it?
Yes, ma'am.
How long? Is it a full-fledged film, or is it a...
It's a full-length feature.
Feature?
Close to about 2 hours. And I wrote it, directed it, produced it, financed it. The cinematographer, director of photography, everything that I do have people I pay to do, but for some reason I still micromanage everything.
Well, you have to, because how can you? I always say this to a woman when she's quite a well-to-do woman and she's got a great house. She has to know how to run that house. Otherwise, how can you have a maid cleaning it? And that's always been my. You've got to know what to do. So you don't have to actually do it, but you've got to know what's going on. Otherwise, how can you direct? That's the same as what you're saying in a movie.
Yeah.
You have to know all the different platforms so that if something goes wrong or you see something that's not right, you can correct it.
One thing I had to correct, not in Colorblind, but in a film that I released recently, and I had to take over the lighting. Natural light, especially if you have a specific camera with the right lens attached to it, you don't have to hook up the lighting if you test the light in there when you set the camera up.
Yes.
So I don't like artificial light. I'm not a fan of it.
Really?
I really, really don't. So I love to use natural, pure, organic lighting, and my cameras and my lenses pulls in light beautifully. But
you have to have the right equipment for that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right lenses, we call them glass lenses, and the camera itself.
Yeah.
This gentleman took it upon himself to go behind me and set up lighting that I never asked to set up. So right then
you didn't want it in the first place.
Yeah. So I said, nah, this is not going to work for me. I appreciate you, but your services are no longer needed.
Goodbye is all you wrote.
Yeah, you gotta be nice when you let people
So what
go.
roughly is this, colorblind can mean many things, and people can, what exactly is it focused on?
Colorblind is focused on everything spoken at the kitchen table that's not spoken about in public. Race relations between blacks and whites, white and black, black on black bigotry and racism and prejudice, because people will not believe that exists in the black community. LGBTQ rights, civil rights, human rights. So
everybody has rights.
Yeah, so I touched on so much in this film that it's definitely it's going to be an eye opener.
Is it because you've put a lot of honest stuff out there and not prefabricated to the world, so that, and I think, and I talk about the younger generation a lot, because I really have my back for the younger generation, and I think they're far more intelligent now than they've ever been. They're absolutely amazing, and I think they see things in a different color and a different light.
Yes.
They don't see, because they, like myself, when I was their age, I didn't mix with anybody. I just mixed with the white English people, because that's what was there. It wasn't my choice, but that's what was there. Whereas this day and age is completely different. You've got especially in America, you've got all these different nationalities and all these different people that are, they're all different colors.
Yes.
They've all got different voices. They've all got different languages. So therefore, we have to start communicating with not just our own.
One big melting pot.
Especially America.
Mm-hmm. One big melting pot.
So what made you, did you want to sort of integrate this so that people don't have so many problems?
I just got not tired. It's just so much going on politically, socially, economically, that people are trying to blame this demographic, or this race, or this ethnicity, when everyone has a hand in what's going on.
Well, everybody's we're all people.
Correct.
We just have different colors and different languages.
Correct.
We're all the same, except female and male.
Whether you have a black politician doing wrong, a white politician doing society wrong, or Latino or Asian, they all collectively need to be held accountable.
Yes.
So with Colorblind, I wanted to and successfully completed what I needed to complete, which was write a film about women's rights, women's abortion rights. The man should not be telling a woman what to do. That's her conversation with her and God. So I took Bella Ray's idea. Instead of making separate stories, I rewrote some things, and I took all of that's going on. I took all that's going on in this country, and I aimed it at just one man.
So you have one star?
Yeah.
Who's the star?
Which is Mark Webber, and the second star is actually Emerald Frank, which is she's where's she from? I forgot where Emerald's from, but she's Black American, and Mark is white American.
Interesting.
And yeah, the content.
And you're kind of brought the story together, brought all these people together.
Yeah.
Have you finished filming it?
Yes, I did.
You did. So is it ready to be put out there, distributed? And
Right now we're in pre-editing stages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. I'm not even in a rush to put it out.
This is just one of your things you're doing.
Correct.
Mikey is got so much stuff going on that I can't keep up with him. And you have changed so much. You've grown up so much since our last interviews. And I think you've become more of the businessman, as well as looking at the world, and especially America, because that's where we live, in a completely different way. What changed you, and what, I mean, something must have happened in your life. You also got married as well.
Well, actually, I'm getting married this year.
Oh, you're not married yet?
We've been together 26 years.
Oh, how wonderful.
So, by
you
the laws of the United States.
He says 26, he doesn't look 26 years old.
I know, right? I just turned 50.
You're 50?
I just turned 50. No one believes me, but I just turned 50 years old.
Yeah, so. Well, you don't look 50 at all. I would say you're like 29, 30. That's
I get that a lot.
Yeah, that's where I'd kind of put you. But what is, with all these, now I know all these years, now we can definitely talk about years. Now he's gone through them all. When you started changing, you were a rap singer, right?
Yeah, I was a hip-hop star, as they would say. Me, I'm not with titles. I was just a hip hop artist to me.
But he was not. He was a star.
Yeah.
Let's put it where it is.
But also a music producer.
Being humble.
Yeah.
Being very humble.
Also a music producer. Produced so many mainstream artists and aspiring artists as well.
Yeah.
But the growth actually came from myself. I had to differentiate the music industry from my personal industry.
Okay, too much personal industry went into it.
So I was negating the fact that
I had a
personal life.
Yeah.
I have a beautiful woman.
Yes.
I have a beautiful 23-year-old son. And I call my son beautiful. Yes. He has a beautiful spirit, beautiful heart, beautiful soul.
He could be beautiful. And beautiful could be, it's a long word. It's got a lot of attachments.
Yeah, I say beautiful because of who he is.
That's a beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
is he in the music business?
He does. He actually does production.
Oh, he does production.
Yeah, and he does my audio for my films.
Oh, he does. So you're keeping him in the family.
Yeah. The company is actually named after him.
So what's the name?
So his middle name. His middle name is Anye.
Anye.
And I have Anye Enterprises, and under that umbrella is Anye Music Group, Anye Film Group, Anye Media Group, and Anye Film Casting.
You've got a lot of stuff going on, Mikey.
Yeah, because you have to separate your entities.
Yes.
So the music is the music, The films are the films. The media is strictly television.
Yeah.
And the casting company is the casting company.
Now, with all this, it's all done on the internet, isn't it? It's all, majority of it's put together on the internet. Do you have all these different websites that go to all the different...
No, not anymore. I actually just utilize Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos. Thank you very much for them. They killed the website for me. I'm sorry. They give you an opportunity to utilize social media.
Yes, they do.
To promote, market, and just do every and anything that your website would do.
Isn't that amazing? And they do it. They do it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you know that, Steve?
And then you can actually pay for to boost your stuff. But that's what I have my PR team for and stuff like that. Adrienne Renee Alston, she just came on board a little while ago. She's really great at what she's been doing for me, and Bella Ray as well.
Yeah.
And that's where my growth comes, where I have these nurturing people around me, to where they allow me
to think and put your ideas out there. And so you think of it, they put it out there, and then it all grows out there. But you've got, you know, I've had in my lifetime, I've had people wanting to help me, and as we were saying driving over here, I've had a lot, tremendous amount. You know, and also being a woman, it's been difficult because when I started, women weren't doing a lot of the stuff that I was doing, so it became very difficult. But now it's not like that anymore. So now you can go to these companies, you can get, these people can't work for these companies unless they're honest and they're good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they ruin their own business. And that's what you've done. You've been honest the whole way through your business life.
You have to be.
And that's kind of is now paying forward now.
Yeah. In business, that's one thing I learned, that there's a few things that I learned in business. Number one, you have to get out of your way or you're going to block your blessings.
Okay.
So I was in my way a lot. Then I had to get out of my way. And when I got out of my way, God afforded me more blessings than I ever could imagine.
Wow.
And then I was able to continue my my assignments that
he gave you.
Yeah, in retrospect to my charities, feeding the homeless, doing toy drives, working with the military veterans, the homeless vets, and stuff like that. I'm very big on military veterans and their rights, because it's not right what the government does to their military after they have served. I'm very, very much of an advocate for them, and I will continue to be. In retrospect to getting out of my way, I had to grow mentally, physically, and spiritually and emotionally.
Yes.
Because if you don't have that keen sense of knowledge, wisdom, and a cultivated comprehension of yourself and what you want to do with thyself and what you want to bring to the world,
table or the world,
you know.
But you can't do everything. Yeah, you can't do everything, and a great CEO knows he can't do everything. So why does he employ all these different people? The reason he employs them because he can't do that job, but he knows they can do it. So that grows the company. That makes the company big.
Correct.
Now, you were talking charity work. You've done a lot of charity work.
Yeah.
And which is your main one that you already kind of go to? I think you said it was the vets.
Oh, man. It doesn't just go to this one entity, you know, because God spreads his blessings everywhere.
Oh, he's everywhere.
So I just, let me just throw a number out there. If I have $1 million that I'm going to disperse, I'm going to disperse it evenly. Autism, military veterans associations, homelessness, women's rights organizations, men's rights organizations.
There's so many of them out there now, isn't there? So many of them.
And I'm still with the organizations that I've been with, that I know and trust, that's going to do the right thing. You've got to
trust them all. Yeah, you've got to trust to make sure your money goes to the right place.
Correct.
And that's very difficult because, you know, a lot of people you can trust in this world, and there's a lot of people you can't, unfortunately. Yeah. And so you have to be careful where it goes.
Same thing with in the music industry, I didn't even get in the music industry to make money. I got into the music industry because I love making music as a producer, and I love rapping. So when I was doing it, I didn't expect to get a deal. I wasn't looking for a deal. It just
happened.
Happened.
Well, that's because you started to open up and you became open.
It was actually my brother who said, you need to go out there and get in the clubs and meet people. You damn good and all this other stuff. I'm like, you know I'm not a club guy. You the club guy. How about you go in the clubs, you do the networking, we go from there. So it was my brother Bunny that actually really set off a lot of things within me.
Within you that he brought out.
Yeah, go network, go do this. I told him to do it. Yeah. And then.
So you worked as a team?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, you can say that, so to speak.
Is he still with you?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
He got tired of you?
Nah, my brother always, he's a Scorpio. So
here we go to the signs.
So he always been the type of guy that would get in, and then once he done what he done,
he'll get out.
He'll get out because you good to go. Yeah. You do it on your own now.
Now you can do your own. Yeah. And that's what he did with you, I guess.
Yeah.
So now you're on your own, do it.
Correct.
Which you did, and you have. Absolutely.
So with the film industry, I had a great run in the music industry. With the film industry, I learned that it was totally different. It's not one of the same. It runs in the same circles.
Yes, it's still entertainment. But it's
different pay structure, different this, different that. Just like
different talents. You've got totally different talents.
Like you can't come from film thinking that the stage is the same. No, theater is totally different than you being.
But they always say you've got to do theater. It'll make you better in film once you've done theater, which I would imagine that's probably memorizing lines and things.
The delivery, your cadence,
yes,
your animation, like your expressions. It's a whole lot to it.
Yeah.
Some people just have that natural, uncanny ability and gift, talent and skill to be great on camera.
Yeah.
And I've had the honor and privilege on bringing that out of a lot of the actors that I work with. So that was a real honor.
Do you find with actors you have to, especially if they do it something wrong or don't do it the way you like it, that you can't tell them that's no good, that's bad. You have to kind of it's like dough. You keep it moving.
You must have read my memoir.
Because you can't say you did, well, let's try it a different way, or let's try it a different angle. That's how we get around it, and that's what we do, because we don't want to upset them, because if we upset them, they'll never get anything out.
So
they go inwards.
In full transparency and honesty, I've had some of the craziest things happen within my films, on set, whatever. Yeah. But it was really, I'm no nonsense.
I can see that.
I'm no nonsense.
You might not say anything, but
I am straight up. When you on my set, I'm not your cousin. I'm not your nephew. I'm not your brother. I'm not your cousin. I'm not your friend, your homie. I am your writer, your director, your producer.
Yes.
And maybe your fellow actors. If I'm in front of the camera, a lot of actors don't know how to separate the two.
No, they bring their stuff in with them.
So so when I say they can't separate the two, meaning, let's say if I have my daughter or my son on set.
Yeah.
They know, okay, he's not daddy when he's behind that camera.
No. You've dismissed from being daddy.
Exactly. So they know. But if I get an actor who I've known for 20 years, they think I'm their friend. They can't separate the two.
And you're going to help them, and even if they're no good, you're going to guide them.
Yeah, and if they messing up the lines or they trying to do their own thing and ad-lib and all this and that, I'm like, cut. So now I'm in director-producer mode.
Yes.
And if I'm coming down on them, they can't separate that. They don't like it. They become...
Goodbye.
Yes, animosity there, it's feelings there, and I don't care. I don't care. When I say I don't care, it's not that I don't care about their feelings.
Like, it's not that you don't care, it's that you're being your business. This is a movie you're making. This is what you see. This is what you visualize. And now all of a sudden, because your cousins or your friends, they want to take over. And, well, I know my lines are better than the lines you gave me. Well, that's not true.
It's not that I don't care about them personally.
No, that's
I don't care about your personal feelings on set.
Yeah, this is all set stuff.
Yeah. So I've been called an a-hole. I've been called so many things.
I'm sure you've been called a lot of things because that's what happens.
At the end of the day, whatever they're going to call me, just say my name right. Mikey Jay, Mikeyjay. Don't put a C in my name.
Yeah, I know. I put a C in his name.
Say what y'all want to say.
I put a C in his name, but
you're the exception.
I got it right. I got Mikey right.
You're the exception. But if you're going to say something, just spell my name right.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let's talk about spelling your name right. You just got honored from the Biden, President Biden.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I think that's absolutely amazing. What did you get honored for? Because to get honored from President Biden has got to be
an honor.
It's a pretty big honor.
Actually, it's the White House itself. So George Bush Sr., he created the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award of Service.
He did?
Yeah.
I have two of them.
Yeah, you got it from his son directly.
Yeah, from his son directly. Yeah, I got one for
honor,
my production and one for Nino de Verderosa.
So that's
got these great big plaques up there.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so you got the same thing.
Well. Yeah,
you're congratulating each other. So, but you guys got the same thing.
Yeah, I received the December 8th. I received the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. I also received they gave me the medal, the coin, the pin, and the the portfolio.
Portfolio.
Oh. And that came by way of a young lady she's with the United Nations, her organization, and her name is Yulefe, and she's out of New York, and her mom is Dr. Reba Perry. Dr. Perry.
Dr. Perry.
Dr. Perry.
Okay.
And when she asked me who else, I immediately said everything that I've done outside of my music when it comes to philanthropy or whatever you want to call it, God's work.
Whatever
Bella Ray was right there. Shamika Bond, Bella Ray was right there with me.
By the way, Bella Ray is your manager, and I don't manage it, but she takes care of you.
Yeah.
Then you're also getting married to her.
Yeah.
They've been together 26 years.
And I'll tell him, well, why he wait 26 years to marry her? Well, let me answer y'all.
Okay.
It wasn't her, it was me.
Okay.
I was not a king, even though I know I was born as a man of color into royalty. I was not a king. She was a queen. So I had to mentally, spiritually, and emotionally gather myself and grow for her and become the man and the king that she didn't just need, that she deserved.
That she deserves.
So it wasn't her that took 26 years.
You took the 20.
It was me.
He's taking full responsibility.
It wasn't a full 26 years, though.
No.
Well, yeah, but I take full responsibility
of it taking so long.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, you get a lot of people now, younger generation, getting married, and then a year or two later they divorce. You're getting so many divorces.
You know why? Because they think it's the thing to do, not the thing to respect. Yeah. Marriage is not the thing to do. Like filmmaking. Some people get into filmmaking because they think it's a hustle or it's a thing to do. No, filmmaking.
Well, you get out there and you're on the screen, you look great, but
it's like a marriage.
Getting there.
Yeah, look. Marriage to me is a blessing.
Yeah.
Although it is in America, it's considered a business. Let's keep it real, because under God, you don't have to sign a piece of paper.
No.
To get married under God's eyes.
You've got to do a lot more than that.
Correct.
It's a lot more than just putting your signature.
Correct.
A lot more.
So when you have the government telling you that you need a piece of paper to prove that you're married, when you don't have to do that with God.
No.
So you already know it's business. But marriage is a sanctum that should just be respected.
It was. I was married 29 years.
And they're just getting divorced like
ninepence. Yes, I do, and yes, I don't. It's like, but I think it's also because sometimes women feel they're going to lose the guy if they don't do that, and they feel that they've got to be married as well, and then they've got to have these children, but they ain't got to do anything. And then when they get into it, they realize that.
Look, I did a film called Hopeless Romantic. That should tell you everything about me. I believe in marriage. I believe in love. I don't care if it's white, black, yellow, green, blue, purple. Love is love.
Those colors doesn't come into your arena.
Not at all.
No.
Me and Bella, we both come from mixed origins, but we are people of color at the end of the day because of the color of our skin.
Yeah.
So when I asked her this last time, you know, will she be my wife? And she accepted. It wasn't no looking back on anything.
Oh, how beautiful.
No looking back on anything. So Hope is Romantic. Really, the film, it became a film when I was in Cleveland. The idea. I walked into a restaurant called Zanzibar.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around like, this feng shui is like, I love the ambience in here. This would be a date night. So I'm thinking about me and Bella Ray on a date night in this place. When I said, I could shoot a film here about date night. Me and Bella Ray on a date.
Yeah.
And then I just started writing in my head.
Isn't it funny, because I'm a writer as well, but it's funny when you start writing, it kind of all starts coming to you, and it's like the next line and the next line. And then before you know, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning when you're still kind of writing, but you've got all these things suddenly come into it. And it's funny because I think the main thing to do when you're going to write a film or whatever you're writing is to get down and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start it, it starts evolving and the thoughts come. But it's funny how the thoughts come and how it all comes together and how it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you see it on screen and you say, well, actually, that's what I wrote and that's what I produced.
Wow. Because that's what so we did a lot of movie premieres nationwide last year to promote the film. Red carpet events. Everyone was successful.
Yes.
I don't mean just the turnout. I mean the testimonials from the people that watched the film. Total strangers who gave us the greatest testimonials ever
of your movie.
From the young, I don't call people old, from the young to the seniors. They gave us the greatest. And
honesty.
Yeah. And when I tell you, I spoke to V News today. She's out here, V News. And she was with UNLV. That's where she did my interview the same year I was up here with you.
That's right, yeah.
And she did a preliminary interview with me today. She watched the film last night.
Cool.
And what she said was so dope. It was just so amazing. So big shout out to V News, Vanessa, man. She said that she laughed so hard. She said, was it supposed to be
I was supposed to laugh?
A comedy? But she said rom-com, and it was funny. She said, what's a rom-com? Because a lot of people are not familiar with it.
I'm not either. What is a rom-com?
Rom-com is romantic comedy.
Okay.
It's an acronym.
So that's an abbreviation of it.
Yeah.
Rom-com. Oh, I love it.
And she loved it, man. Big so. Thank you to V News for her honesty. And
well, that's probably because when you did it, you had this honesty going into it. You had the feeling of what it was, and a romantic night, you know. How do you make a romantic night? I mean, how do you know a night's going to be romantic or it's going to go, you know, the opposite way?
When I was in there, all I could think about was like date night with Bella Ray, okay. But I always wanted to make a movie like When Harry Met Sally, Mystic Pizza, Moonstruck. Like I needed one of those for my repertoire.
Yeah.
So I can have an array of content that people can say, wow, he has a repertoire of different genres of film. I just shot a Christmas film.
Did you realize, doing all this and going through all this, that how talented that you really are? I mean, this seems to come, you don't know this when you're in your 20s, and as you're growing, you think, well, why didn't I think of that when I was 25? Or why didn't I do that when I was 30? But that's kind of a growing thing. Have you felt that, like your experiences have made experiences, but you always had it, it just didn't come out?
I honestly did not even fathom or think, not for 1 minute, that I would actually be a content creator of film.
Really?
Always wanted to since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Since G.I. Joe and Transformers, and when I first saw Alien and Superman on the big screen, I always had this thing that I would like to do film one day,
but I never
thought for 1 minute.
Isn't it funny how this all kind of comes together, and suddenly you realize your talents and what you really have, which most people have. And I always feel so bad because most people don't really activate or even know their talents. They seem to go along this same road. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, I can't do that. But there's so much talent out there that people don't even know they've got. How did you bring it out? How did you Was it other people?
Now, as a rapper, I always had this thing about writing. When I write my raps, it was to be engaging and informative, never entertaining. I can entertain you on the stage. I wanted to make music that was engaging, informative, and educated.
So you're giving a message.
Correct. So my films, I said, okay, I want to do films, but I want my films, even when I do my comedies, to be educating, informative, engaging.
And funny.
Yeah, so I'm reshooting my film Chill Pill this year.
Chill Pill?
Chill Pill.
Oh, Chill Pill.
It's a comedy.
What is Chill Pill?
So, you remember slapstick comedy?
Sure.
Albert and Costello, Laura Hardy.
Yeah, all of them.
It's that type of film.
So you're going back. Because that was really funny. In those days, there were things that happened, and they had to be filmed.
Yeah. Prime example, I had a conversation with one of my actors and who became a really great brother to me, great friend, Julius Dorsey, last night. And I'm going to be shooting his film, Driving School. And he came up with a great scenario for the film, synopsis. And I said, let me give you a little input if you don't mind. And I gave him my input. I said, keep it slapstick comedy.
Yeah,
let's not put that part in there because
it takes away.
It takes away and it's cliche. It's cliche. Let's just keep it straight funny.
Keep it so that people understand it and don't go in another direction, because sometimes things are said and you say, well, what were they talking about? Because it's something very new that you don't know.
And
so slapstick is really cool.
And he really loved the fact.
And that's going to be a movie, full movie?
Again, and it's going to be a full film.
Full film. And when you're taking this on, you're going to be the producer, director. You're probably going to be all of them, actually.
Yeah. Actually, I am praying, because I'm going to be the co-director, because I want them to learn how to direct.
Yeah.
So
good idea.
They're going to take the point, but I'm going to be right there on their hip.
But they're never going to, I don't care how much you teach them or what you do, they will never do it the way you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever does.
But with them, I know for a fact, because they've been with me so long, they will definitely
But they'll be close to you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They'll be close. But no one will ever be you, because you are you.
And they're twins. So they.
It's funny. I just had a young lady that I was helping in a show and everything else, and I always said, why don't you do your own show? And she said, no, I want to be behind the scenes. And then all of a sudden, she now has her own show. So she took it on, but she's not a Ninon. Like, no one's going to be a Mikey. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We are our individuals, as close as we all want to be, or how we want to be. I think the advice that you're giving out there is be who you are. Don't try to copy somebody else or be somebody else. Be who you are. Bring out what you have that you don't even know you have.
Correct.
But unless you start using it and testing it, you're never going to know.
Yeah.
And you might make mistakes.
And that goes to piggyback off what you said. It is about individuality. I don't want any people that I'm teaching to mimic what I'm doing. Take what I'm teaching you.
Yeah, you're right.
Just take what I'm teaching you, take what I've taught you, and build on that. Yeah. It's your vision now.
Build out your personality onto what I just got taught.
It's your vision now. This is what you're doing now. I'm not the next. People will have been comparing me to Spike Lee and Tyler Perry and
Tyler Perry is brilliant. So,
but I tell people
that's cool.
I'm not Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Spike Lee is Spike Lee. Martin Scorsese is Martin Scorsese. Steven Spielberg. I am Michael Stephen Paul.
Michael Stephen Paul. How about that?
Yeah, I had to. So what I did was real
Mikey
quick.
Jay.
Mikey Jay is the music artist.
Yeah.
Michael Stephen Paul is my corporate.
That's your corporate.
That's my name. So my film productions.
Yeah.
My corporate entity is Michael Stephen Paul. My name.
Become because it's become very legal. Because you've also become quite big. So it's not. You're not trying to get audience in.
Not to mention the fact that my mother loved my name.
She gave it to you.
No, the nurses did.
Oh.
The nurses at the hospital named me. So my Michael, the Archangel, and Stephen and Paul, the Apostles. And my last name is Jones.
So you're a very religious person within your
No,
name?
not religious, spiritual.
No, spiritual, more
Very
spiritual. More spiritual. I think a lot of people, the younger generation is definitely going spiritual.
Yeah.
They rather than go to church. It's not that they don't want to go to church, but they're spiritual.
Yeah.
They understand that better than they do anything else. So now he's reached his 50 years, and so now, what would you like to do now that you haven't done, but it's always sort of in the back there that you think, but I don't have time. What would you really? Because you can probably got time to do it. I know getting married, so it's going to be a husband, one of them.
I want to cook. Because I love to cook. I like to cook. I can cook. So I want to really do some chefing.
Maybe you do a show.
Yeah,
as a chef.
I'm a real big fan of G. Garvin. I'm a real big fan of Wolfgang Puck.
Oh, Wolfgang Puck. I used to go to his restaurant on that big steep hill in Beverly Hills off Sunset.
I'm a real big fan of food and how it's presented,
so you're going to have your own food station. You're going to have your own show, your own food show.
So I just love to cook. I love to bake. I love to bake desserts and full-blown entrees. It's about the presentation, how it looks, and that's what I always wanted to do.
You know, it's so funny. I'm exactly when I order food or whatever, it's not the food. I'm not really interested in the food. I'm interested in the presentation, and if it's presented to me in a beautiful way, and it's not loads and loads of food, because that kind of puts me off. And a lot of people like loads and loads of food, but it puts me off. But when it's presented, and that's what the French do and the Italians, they do that, a lot of other countries too, but they present food so well, so
But I wouldn't do it for recognition. I'll just do it just to do it for myself.
Yeah, no.
Family and friends and business associates, whoever else.
Yeah.
Not to be as big as, Wolfgang Puck or Master Chef and all them.
Or Childs. Was her name Childs?
Yeah, so
the famous lady who had the cookbook and everything else. So you're still inventing, and you still want to invent. You're young enough to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now you have any children? You have a son. Now, is your son going to continue into the business as of being a producer, or?
He has his own. He has his own mind.
Cool.
His own plans, whatever they are, and it's at his pace.
And do you encourage him?
Oh yeah, definitely.
To use his own mind and obviously you will help in any way you can because you're the father.
And he's a gamer too. I got him into video games so long ago. Like he really surpassed me in video games. Like I told him, I'll sit there for 48 hours and I'll be good to go. So don't do that. I'll be messing with him. But he's a really great gamer.
Can he put games together?
No, he just sit there and
he just sits and plays them.
Yeah, you know what? Let me not even answer that. Without knowing if he can actually build his own game.
I was going to say he might be able to build his own game because that's so popular of building your own game, and I'm saying that for a reason.
He is smart. He's very intelligent, Yeah. And one thing I am so happy about is that I don't have to live my life vicariously through him.
No.
No,
you live as a dad.
Yeah.
Your dad.
Yeah, I don't have to get, just because I didn't make it in basketball, I'm pushing him to do basketball. Or if I didn't make it in music, I'm pushing him to do music. No, I've been blessed to succeed in so many avenues that whatever he wants to do,
is that because
constructive, I'm
that's
good.
Right? But isn't that because you've concentrated? I always say that we all have one thing, and then we have all these little entanglements coming along that sort of come in, and I want to do this and I want to do that, and you try a little of this and you try a little of that. I've always said, do your main thing first. Make this your 100% where you're going to make your living, you're going to make your money, you're going to make yourself who you are. And then all these little fun things can come in. They don't have to be dismissed.
No.
They can come in at a certain time. But concentrate, which it seems like what you've done, concentrated into your filming.
I never. The funny thing is, I came from the street. I come from a real street life.
Okay.
And I didn't look to be a rapper, a DJ. I was DJing, music producer. I didn't look to do any of that. I was just doing what I was doing.
Doing what you were doing.
And you felt God tugging on you to pull you in this direction, to put you on this path. But you're like, now I do my own thing.
You're pulling away from it, and eventually it cottons on.
And then it ended up just happening, and now I'm getting appearances on. The first major thing I did was I went on tour with Wendy Williams. It was myself, Wendy Williams, Charlemagne the God, and Wendy and a few other people for her movie, her first movie that was starring Robin Givens as older Wendy. Keke Palmer was younger Wendy. So at that time, I was already on BET, Black Entertainment Television.
Yeah.
I was 2007, 8, and 10. I judged Freestyle Friday.
Oh, really?
I was at Freestyle Friday, judge on BET. So when Wendy was doing her film, Fuquan Clover brought me on the tour as a celebrity guest judge. And I'm like,
what am I judging? What am I doing?
I'm a celebrity? Like, at that time, I'm like, celebrity? I'm like, well, good, I'm on it. And they, lo and behold, everybody and their mama recognized me from BET.
That's amazing.
So I'm signing autographs and all that. So that goes as...
None of that went to your head, though.
Exactly. So I didn't even look to be on BET all that times. Now, BET is playing my music videos. MTV is playing my music videos. Fuse. I became BET's producer.
And this all came under Mikey Jay, right? Yeah. Okay, just want the audience to know that if you want to look all this up, you can find all this stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
BET's producer and Artist of the Week on Rap City, where Dr. Teeth did my interview.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Styles P from D Block did my interview. Dr. Teeth was on the same segment as me, as well as Run when Run's family, Run's house, Run DMC and all them.
Yeah.
They was there, and then Swizz Beatz came the day after, as well as a few other producers.
Yeah.
So I had a great run as a music artist, and that's just a little bit.
But you kind of knew all the people. I mean, we've been talking for half an hour or whatever, and now you're just telling me all these famous people you've worked for and how you got where you got.
You'd be surprised who we all don't know, though. I know Dame Dash. I don't know Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And I know Dame Dash from running in the same circles at one point. Film festivals with Emmeline Stewart or me producing Nicole Ray, and he, but the main thing that really has me connected with Dame Dash now is the films.
The films, yeah.
So I signed a contract with him last year when he had Dame Dash Studios. And then he dissolved it, and then now he's his own standalone entity with no middleman, no nothing.
He's doing the thing on his own.
He's his own Netflix. He's his own Amazon.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't have an inclination as to who Dame Dash is, Dame Dash is a Black American hip hop impresario. He's produced Jay-Z, that was Jay-Z's partner with Rockefeller, him and Biggs. He had films that he financed and directed and produced himself, such as Paid in Full. He invested in The Butler with Lee Daniels, as well as Precious.
Precious. Remember that movie?
And quite a few other films. So Dame Dash he's more than an impresario. He's a mogul.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows him out there.
Yeah.
And now you're attached to him.
Yeah.
And, I often think that none of these things happen by accident. You've earned it.
Yeah.
You've earned it by your honorability through your life of where you've been, what you've done, how you've treated people, and building yourself up.
But let me say this, though. I gotta acknowledge this. That's one thing I will acknowledge people, right? Yeah. I give them their flowers. So the head of acquisitions for Dame Dash, and by the way, the new network is called the America New Network. America and New Network.
New Network.
And New Network. So the head of his acquisitions, Omar Salgado, he is one of the main reasons why I am still there.
Really?
Because he's very honorable.
And you're honorable.
very respectful, he has a lot of integrity, morals, and values. And when Dame got him, but they knew each other for a long time, but when Dame brought him on board, Dame did the best thing for his company. And that's why myself, and I can probably speak for a lot of other people who re-signed the contracts that are still there. Omar Salgado is a great guy.
And it's a matter of, it's a matter of trusting people. It comes all the way, boils all the way down as who are you really? Who are you? And if you come out as this person that something happened down here and there's a little not quite, and then it happens again, and then you start thinking, well, I don't want it to happen to me, so therefore I'm not going to employ them. I'm not going to have them on my side.
You know, it's funny.
It's trust. It's this build-up.
You know what's funny about people, society? Society has this thing to where they want you to prove to them who you are and what you do.
Yeah.
And I had to get out of that space. I'm not going to prove. They want you to do what Jesus Christ did. They want you to perform a miracle in front of them.
Yeah.
I'm not the Messiah. I cannot perform miracles. I can only perform work.
Yeah.
And I allow my work to speak for itself.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. Let your work speak for itself. Yeah.
So when people heard about the deal, because we did a press release, they like, oh, you know how that go. But then when they saw me, Dame Dash, and Omar Salgado on the Instagram Live together, it was crickets.
Of course, because they
now they seeing more and more crickets.
Why is he in there? Well,
exactly.
And they know the reason you're in with this group.
Exactly.
Is because of what you've built up over the years, integrity and honesty, and doing actually your own thing and letting people know what it is. Don't ever be afraid to let people know your talents.
I think a lot of people, in my opinion, are really afraid to tap into their inner self and pull out their talents, gifts, and gifts, is because they're afraid of what they may be able to actually do.
They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to let themselves down, they think.
Exactly. So instead of taking the chance to see what they can actually do, they don't want to take the chance to see if they're going to wither away or fall on their face.
Take the risk.
So I would say to everyone out there, nobody knows you messed up
until you tell them. Until you tell them. Nobody knows about you or knows anything bad or good, right or wrong you've done until you tell them.
Yeah. For everybody that doesn't know the Mikey Jay name, the face, or the brand, I'm not a narcissist. So when they ask me what do I do, that's a great conversation.
Yeah, that's what we're having right now. We're finding out what you do.
I don't tell them I've been nominated for 2 Grammys or I won all these American
Well, hang on a second.
awards.
Let's just go back up a little bit. What are these 2 Grammys?
Yeah.
Come on, talk about that. What happened?
Bert Padell, great guy. I got the opportunity to be in the studio with Sting and Kelly Clarkson many, many years ago. And it was a production team, and my Grammys nomination was shared.
Oh, how beautiful.
So we all got nominated.
So you all got nominated. How beautiful.
So that was a blessing. Yeah. And
You've had quite a few.
Yeah, I won 13 American Music Awards.
Oh, no, now we're getting to the nitty-gritty of it.
And you know what's funny about award shows? Award shows are like 5 or 6 hours, but they only show 2 hours of it.
Yeah.
So people would never know who actually got awards that night, but they read about it like a year or 2 later.
Yes, and then the whole thing comes out and you suddenly realize, because they have to cut it down or they abbreviate it or whatever it is.
Prime example, I was honored, I think 2 or 3 times last year. I was honored by, of course, the White House.
Yes.
Through Dr. Perry and her daughter, Eula Faye.
Yeah.
And I was honored at the Black Men Rock Image Awards.
Oh, how wonderful.
In Suffolk, Virginia. And I received the Filmmaker of the Year award, and I received my title of Lordship.
Excuse me.
So
His
now,
Lordship. In England, that's very royalty.
So if I had to go on Facebook and explain
what it is.
Because the programming over here, Black Americans who do know, but a lot of them don't know what a Lord is or what a lady is, or a duke, or a duchess.
Well, it's very English. You're very European, but definitely very English, and it's upper class. And
and when
not necessarily always having money. They don't always have to have. This is something that people don't understand in England. The way you talk and the way you act and think, not necessarily surrounded by money. America is more how much money you have.
It's capitalism.
Yeah. There you go.
While in Great Britain, it's it has power attached to it, but they also look for other things.
Yes.
That goes with it.
They have to have all this other stuff, otherwise, just because they've got money doesn't.
So when Dr. Latrice Carter contacted me, I thought I'm being contacted for an interview, and she surprised me on Facebook Live, on her live.
Oh, how wonderful!
With the presentation,
the award, and everything.
Yeah. So when I go to New York this week, I get my new ID.
Yes, Lord. I have to call him Lord now.
Nah, you knew me long enough.
Yeah,
I call you Lord. There's only one Lord I know, Lord and Savior.
Yeah, the Lord and Savior is pretty.
It is an honor, though.
It's pretty good.
But I say that, I bring that up because, when people find out these things, well, why him this?
Why was he made Lord?
Don't question me, and you can't question God. But if you want to, do that, then do that on your own accord.
Yeah.
I'm just blessed. And I acknowledge the fact that the higher power, the Creator, afforded me great blessings and opportunities.
Yeah, well, only because of the work and what you put into it. It's like I'm saying, when you don't know yourself and you're afraid to put it out there, then nothing's going to happen. So you have to I take chances all the time. I'm on the media all the time. I started about 5 months ago, a radio show with this gentleman, Frank. And I'm like thinking, I wonder if I can do it. They're not going to see my face. They're going to just hear the voice. And But I tried it and I did it, and I'd never done it before. Never done radio.
I've done radio.
Yeah, I know you have.
Yeah, I was on WDLS FM.
Oh.
Like D.L. Hughley and Steve Harvey
Steve Harvey, yeah.
Yeah, so they're public figures, celebrities, and when they contacted me, I'm like, I live 2 hours away, guys.
Yeah.
And
it radio.
It was great. So big shout out to Daniel Dooch out there in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It was great. I had fun doing it.
So you didn't know you could do that. I didn't know I could do radio either.
Yeah,
I just good. Apparently it's okay.
My show was called the Platinum Celebrity Radio Show.
Yeah.
My segment. And I interviewed some celebrity friends of mine.
Yeah.
Just shooting the breeze and having a regular conversation over the mic to the phone, and it was just great.
Radio is different because radio can't have any dead spots because it's radio.
Yeah.
So you have to be very quick and very fast thinking.
That's why when people be like, "What haven't you done?" I haven't not done anything. I would try anything professionally.
And through all this, he's got a son as well.
Yeah.
So you brought up a son as well.
I would try anything professionally that's positive, productive, and lucrative for the mind, body, and my spirit.
Absolutely.
So
you mentioned you mentioned God and the Lord and everything a lot. And yet you're not really religious, but you sort of go by what you should do and put into the world.
Yeah, definitely. Jesus wasn't religious.
No.
God is definitely not religious. It's about positive energy, positive spirituality. And
spiritual is more what you're going on.
Yeah.
Is where you're, but what you put in and is definitely what you're going to get out.
Yeah.
So if you put the wrong thing in, guess what? The wrong thing's going to come out.
And that's when I learned you're not supposed to question God. See, I knew of God, but I didn't know God.
Now you know Him.
Yeah. And one thing you don't do, you don't question Him. So here I've been through hell as a newborn, as a child, as a youth, as a teen, as an adult, and He still has me here producing greatness.
Well, that's because you've kind of faced it. You've done it.
I would never question why me.
You haven't sort of taken that road. You've sort of taken, okay, I made a mistake, or okay, I didn't do it right, but I didn't know. So I'm going to try again.
I have to own up to my stuff because, look.
Who else is? You're the one that knows about it.
I'm the one driving that bus.
There you go.
That I'm throwing myself under.
Yeah.
I would never give anyone the satisfaction of trying to attack my integrity and my character when I can just do it myself.
You can do that yourself, all by yourself.
Truth.
You don't need anybody to help you with that thing.
We're not doing that.
No.
Mikey Jay this, Mikey Jay that. No. We're not doing that, my friend.
In the meantime, Mikey Jay, what would you like to, because I always ask this to most of my guests, what would you like to tell the younger generation, or how to give them a little sort of input?
Oh, man. I'm going to speak as a father, because that's what they need. A lot of them do need father figures.
When they don't have.
That they don't have.
Yeah.
We as a human race,
yeah,
we have to instill morals, values, and integrity into the youth.
Yes.
We also have to stop taking money out of the programs, out of the arts, out of certain demographics of schools. We got to give them something not to look forward to, but something to be happy about.
Yes. And they did. They took, actually, I had a show for 16 years called Voices of Tomorrow, and we also went on a lot of them taking out the communications thing in school. They took it out completely.
They took trades out of school.
Yeah.
Automotive trades, engineering trades, wood shop. They taking all this stuff out of school.
Which is really, I mean, there's three basics. You've got to learn to read, write, and do math. Okay, so there's your three basics that all kids have to know that.
Did you know that they took cursive out of school?
Yes.
They don't even teach cursive no more.
I did.
They taking books out of school, but we ain't going to touch that. That's a whole different show.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole different thing. So your basic telling the younger generation is to go for it, do it, don't, dads to be there.
To the younger generation, I would just honestly say to all of you out there, you got to always keep a positive outlook on things and a positive spirituality. You got to keep your faith. You cannot allow a naysayer, a disbeliever, or a hater to dictate your move. They're not supposed to dictate and or have any power over you. And if you giving someone your power, you have the power to take your power back. And once you take your power back, you have to travel along that road that you want to travel. If you get a flat tire, you gotta fix it. If you're running out of gas, pull into the gas station and fill your gas up, fill your tank up. Most importantly, utilize haters, naysayers, and disbelievers as fuel to keep your engine going. So don't just keep going, no matter how hard it may seem. You cannot stop. I didn't.
I love it.
I didn't.
I love it. On that, we're going to close Ninon Speaks. We've had the most incredible interview, and we've been all around, mostly on entertainment.
Oh, wait.
But, he's got something else he wants to tell
me.
Wait.
I got to tell you where they can see Hopeless Romantic at. So,
okay, here we go. We thought we were finished.
Yeah, so listen, everybody. I want to thank Ninon personally for everything since 2016. Always being the professional woman you are.
Thank you.
Very your whole energy is just everything. Nothing fake about her.
No.
Just always been a real genuine person. So for me to book a flight at the whim, boom, hop on a plane and come 3,000 miles, I should tell you something about the person I'm sitting across from.
And you're leaving tonight too.
Yeah, I'm leaving out tonight as well.
Yeah.
So.
He arrived at 5 and he's leaving at what, 10?
Yeah, my flight's at 11, something like that.
Yeah.
So my new movie, Hopeless Romantic, can be streamed for free on the America New Network. That is Dame Dash's brand new network, the America New NU Network. Hopeless Romantic is in top movies. I want to thank all of y'all for supporting Ninon Speaks and everything that Ninon does. I will be back on the show sometime in the near future. And shout out to the producer in the background, Steve, man. Another great energy.
Action
and
Shot
thank you for
Productions.
your service as well.
Yeah, Action Shot Productions.
And thank you for his service as well. So
yes, you're both veterans.
No,
not you.
No, not.
But
Well, I'm a street veteran.
You're a street veteran.
Yeah, I'm a street veteran.
There you go. Steve is laughing.
But yeah, Hopeless Romantic on the America New Network. Please stream it for free. Just download the app. Roku, Apple TV, Android, iPhone. I got great reviews and it's funny. Thank you.
That's amazing. He's just amazing. I just love this guy.
We gotta get you on my TV series.
Yeah, we'll do a TV series. Absolutely.
It's called TONY, Top of New York. I started.
Top of New York. Oh, okay.
In February.
Okay.
I need a journalist.
You need a journalist. Well, there you are. I'm an English journalist.
On the streets of New York, another youth shot dead in the streets.
No, I don't want that. I'm not saying I don't want the part, but I don't want another one shot dead. That's the movie's about. The TV series about.
I know. Big shout out to my cast from CONY.
We're getting all serious. Yeah. Anybody else you want to shout out to?
I just shout out to my team and everybody else, and thank you to God and Jesus Christ for allowing me to be here. Amen.
Amen. That's definitely amen. And now we're going to close out, and we will have another guest soon. And thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to go to YouTube, NDD Network. We'll be back again soon. You take care.